Hi, my name is Sarah Kindersma. I'm a muscle activation technique specialist at Active Sports Therapy. And what I specialize in is human movement. So the better we move, the better we feel, the better everything goes. Today, what we're doing is a small little series that you can do while seated that's going to help, especially when you have really bad arthritic hips. So all you're gonna need is a chair, and then you need something smaller like a stool to do this workout. So I'll be moving the chair around. I want you just to stay where you're at, but I'm going to do that so that you can see different angles. So we're gonna start here, sitting in your chair. Find a comfortable position, and we're gonna do something called cat-cows. With cat-cows, what we're working on is spinal flexion and spinal extension. So all we're doing is creating a little bit of a stomach crunch, and then as we're sitting, I want you to push your belly button forward. And you'll notice that your pelvis is actually creating this rotation. Now, it's very important that as you're doing these motions, that it's not creating pain. It's okay to have stretching discomfort, but this shouldn't cause you pain. We have a few more here. And one more. So the next thing that we're gonna do here is we wanna create some rotation at the knee. So again, you stay seated. I'm just gonna turn here so you can see my leg. So this leg bone, your femur bone, can actually turn in and out like this. So that's all I want you to do. So put your hands onto your leg bone like this, and you can just move it ever so slightly from one side to the other. We're gonna do 5 on one side, and then we're going to repeat that again on the opposite side. Again, working in your range of motion that does not cause you pain. So you'll notice that the rest of me isn't moving, so I'm not moving my torso to get that done. I'm keeping that relatively still and just creating that motion at that hip socket. So again, once you've done 5 on one leg, we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Once you've done 5 per side, what we're going to do here is we're going to lift that knee up towards our stomach. So nice and tall, suck in that stomach, and what you want is as if someone were to hit you in the stomach, it's just a little bit strong. You're gonna lift up that leg as high as you feel comfortable and lower it back down. Now it may just be a slight little hover, and that's cool, or you may have a little bit more range of motion. Just make sure you're not tilting back in the chair to lift up that leg. You're probably at 4 repetitions right now. We're gonna go for 5. Once you've done 5, we're gonna switch to the other side, lifting that leg up. You may notice that one side is easier for you to do compared to the other. That's normal. Once you've done 5 and 5, now we're gonna try to get out of the chair. So if you need to put a block underneath your butt to make it easier, that's okay too. All we're gonna do here is press the legs into the ground here. We're gonna stand all the way up and then come back down into that seated position. Make sure it's controlled on the way up, controlled on the way down. What I don't wanna see is just falling back, right? You wanna make sure that you are controlling that entire motion. Once that becomes too easy for you, you can either lower it down to a stool or try to hover before you come up. Now we do want to push our hips back here because that's what's going to allow us to use the muscles inside the hip. One more here. So the next thing that we're going to work here is we've got these hip flexor muscles. They're attached to our belly button and then they're attached onto the leg. We want to lengthen that. So you're going to go off to the side of your chair here, let that leg fall backwards. You're going to start feeling a stretch here into the hip flexor. If this is too easy, just step that foot further back and then lean further into it. You can also add in the arm, reaching up towards the ceiling and doing a slight side bend to the opposite side. Again, you're just feeling a nice stretch here. We're gonna hang out here for 30 seconds. And again, if that's too much, you can always come out of the position and go back in. We're not trying to stress out the system. We want to improve it. So if it's too stressful, just come back out. We're already halfway through that 30 seconds. Another 5 seconds here, and then we'll switch sides. Come back to center. We're gonna switch sides here again. Take your time getting into that position. So my one butt cheek is on the wall, on the seat. The other one's coming down. If that's too easy, just bring that leg back and then sink further in. You can stay here or you can add in the arm. That is completely optional. And the stretch you should be feeling is right here. Same thing, I got the timer going here. We got 30 seconds. And come out of this. So if you have that stool, you're gonna grab it now. I do want it to have wheels on it because I do want it to move. I'm just gonna go to figure out how to make this chair a little shorter. Okay, I don't know how to do that. So I want your stool to be a little bit lower than where your leg is, but I don't have that option, so that's okay. So your one leg is gonna be on top of it, the other one is bent. So again, because my leg is above where I'm sitting right now, I'm feeling quite the intense hamstring stretch here. So that's why we want it a little bit lower. We're gonna be working the side muscles here by kicking the leg out to the side, find that end range of motion, and then bring the leg back in. And that's why it's important to have the wheelie chair so that it can move with the leg. We're gonna be creating some hip strength here, coming back to center. We have 5 repetitions here. And 1 more. From this position here, we're going to bend that knee. We're going to pull that stool into your chest. Now I'm bending my knee here, standing or sitting nice and tall, and I'm leaning forward, feeling a nice stretch into my glute here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my knee, and then I'm going to push my knee down. Pick up my knee again, and push it down. We've got 5 of these in total. Again, it's not a big motion. Once you've done 5, I want you to lean forward. You're gonna feel a nice stretch into the glutes. We're gonna hang out here for 30 seconds again. So super mindful of just being respectful of our bodies. We don't ever want to jam a joint or create inflammation, and it's okay if you back out. Like I said, the stool would be a little bit further down, so that should make it a little bit easier. And if you need to progress it, you can just raise up the stool. Another 10 seconds here. And relax. Next, we're gonna go into a butterfly position. So both legs are up. Again, the further away your feet are away from your body, the easier this is going to be. You do want to sit up nice and tall here. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. If this is too easy for you, just pull the stool in closer, bringing those knees down further into more of a traditional butterfly stretch. We got 30 seconds here where we're holding this position. Again, what feels comfortable to you. Three, 2, 1. Let that go slightly. This leg's gonna come down. Keep this up. Now we're gonna do this pigeon stretch on this leg here. Again, you can bring that leg further out to feel that stretch, or bring it in a little bit closer to your body. We are bringing that knee up, and then we're slightly pushing it down, never forcing anything. So that's 1 repetition. We have 5 here. We're just trying to create a little bit of motion into that hip socket. There should be no pain with this. Once you're done your 5th repetition, you're gonna lean yourself forward, feeling a nice stretch into that glute. We're gonna hang out here again for 30 seconds. So if you feel like you're holding your breath at all, it means that you've gone into this stretch too deeply. I want you to back off of it. Take a deep breath and only allow the range of motion that your body is going to allow you in without that resistance. We don't want you to fight it. Another 3 seconds. So now we're gonna have our leg out straight, and that's where we bring the leg out to the side. So you're gonna bring your leg out to the side and then use the strong muscles on the inside to pull it back in. So we're using the muscles on the outside to push it out to the side, the strong muscles on the inside to pull it back in. Just going back and forth, we're gonna repeat this for 5 times. And relax. You're gonna bring that leg in front of you and we're gonna turn the leg in and out. We did something similar to this earlier. This one here, you wanna do more of a shaking motion. So what's happening here, going nice and quickly, we're actually creating some more synovial fluids to be secreted in that hip socket. It's gonna lubricate that joint so it feels nicer. Switch sides, same thing, just go nice and loose. So again, I'm turning that leg in and out, but I'm just going at a faster pace here. Just letting that leg hang heavy. Now we're gonna try those stand-ups again. So legs are underneath you. So you're gonna stand up from the chair, and then I want you to sit back down. And I'm curious if this feels any easier to you now that we have that hip a little bit more loose for you. 2 more. And 1 more. So next we're gonna do a standing series. If this is the first time with you following along, I would stop the video here. I don't want you to be too sore tomorrow. But if you feel like you're ready to handle a little bit more, we're gonna stand up here. And I want you to use your chair as a balance. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna put 1 foot in front, your toes are up towards the ceiling, and I want you to push your butt back. When you do that, you're gonna feel a nice stretch into the hamstring. We're gonna hold here for 3, 2, 1. You're gonna come up nice and tall and rock back. We have 3 of these. 3, 2, 1. 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. You're gonna rock back, toes go towards the ceiling, feeling a stretch into the back of the leg. 3, 2, 1. Stand on up, push those hips back, feel that nice stretch for 3, 2, 1. 1 more, stand on up, push that butt back, and hold for 3, 2, 1. So next you're gonna stand, making sure that you're supported by your chair, and you're going to kick the leg out to the side. Now, I don't want you to kick so high that your body's tipping over. This is staying nice and straight. You're using your strong glute muscles to allow that leg to go out to the side. You're only gonna go as far as you can control it without pain. And you may notice that maybe the limiting side is actually the leg that you're standing on. So again, listening to your body. Once you've done 5, you're gonna switch to the opposite leg. Again, use either a wall or the chair for support. Kick that leg up towards the side and control it back down. Next, what we're gonna do is use the chair again for support. We're gonna kick it backwards. So you don't kick so far back that you're arching your back. That stays nice and solid. You're just kicking back enough that you feel your butt cheek engage and then come back to center. We're gonna repeat that 3 times. And now switch legs, doing the same thing, nice and tall. Kick back. You shouldn't be leaning forward for this. Once you've done that 3 times, now you're gonna bring your leg across your body. So again, as far as you feel comfortable, maybe this is as far as you feel comfortable, that's okay. You're just gonna work with what your body has. We have 3 repetitions here. And 3 the opposite way. Next up, we're gonna lift the leg up. Now you can have your leg straight or you can bend your knee, that's up to you, depending on what feels good. But we're gonna do this 3 times. And 3 on the opposite side. Next, I want to create rotation at the hip. So you can keep this motion really low, just creating circles down low, or you can make it up higher, just depending on what feels good. Now we're going to change direction. So again, you can go high, or if you're keeping the leg low, this is what it looks like. There shouldn't be any cracking or popping with this. So that means that you have to stay in this position to get that, then that works. If you need more range of motion, you always have the option of bringing that knee up. Once you've done a couple one way, I want you to reverse it. Again, either staying high or going low, just depending on what's available that day. You may notice it changes from day to day. All right, that's it. That's a quick little hip routine, especially if you're already hurting in the hips. I hope it makes you feel a little bit looser. Have a great day.